Good morning or afternoon or whatever it is where you are. I don't really know what time it is here either because the virus has destroyed all concept of time. Today I wanted to do something with my SP-404SX. I got one of these a few weeks or maybe a few months ago. I got it to complement my SP-202, which is lurking out of shot here. Lots of people use the SP-202 to change the pitch of samples and for its kind of really nice lo-fi texture that you get when you downsample things, but the SP-404SX is way more fully featured in terms of the number of effects, the fact you can resample into itself, and a whole bunch of other things that make this much more useful for kind of full track production. I did get this second hand. I didn't want to pay full price. You can still get them new, but didn't want to pay the full price, so I got it on eBay, and there's a bunch of things that I don't like about it very much or that I want to change. First of all, the knobs on this do not feel very nice at all. They've got a kind of rubbery feel, which is fine, but they're kind of worn. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on this, but they're kind of worn and they feel that way that, you know, somebody else has been using them, so I want to change them out. The other thing I want to do is, again, this won't be obvious on the camera, but there's like a sticker over the faceplate itself, and that's fine. People do that kind of commonly to customize their SP-404s, but this one has a really badly printed front plate, so it's really fuzzy and low resolution, which means that even if I'm not going to use these a lot, it still just looks a bit crap, so I don't really want that. I want to change that up as well. The other thing, which I don't know if I'm going to be able to fix today, is that one of the rubber feet has kind of come off, and so they're not the kind that you can just peel off easily. They're stuck in quite far, so I'm going to have to get rubber feet to replace it, because at the moment it's kind of sitting skew with. It kind of doesn't, you know, stay still, but that's something for another day. I had thought about getting a primary colour, so like a pure bold pink or a green or an orange or something like that, and just replacing the top. But again, these are mostly stickers or you get card versions, and I wasn't entirely sure they'd be much better than this one actually, so because I wasn't sure what the quality would be like of the other ones, I decided to do something a wee bit different, and I ordered a special one from Russia. Russian! See the nice Russian postmarks here? I ordered this a few weeks ago. It did say it would take a lot longer to come than it has, so that's pretty cool. Specifically, I ordered from a seller that specialises in kind of customized parts for these SP units. They do sell vinyl overlays, but they also sell, if I can ever get into this, where the fuck? Oh, fuck it, we're in. I could have done that a bit neater, but there you go. Oh, Christ. Yes, oh shit, here we go, it's all gone wrong. Okay, so as you can see, here's my new faceplate. They've included this green one, which is interesting, because that isn't really what I was interested in, but whatever. Yeah, so I got this replacement faceplate, and it's made out of stainless steel, I believe, which is meant to be a lot stronger than whatever this is. I did expect it to be a wee bit stronger actually. They kind of touted it as being something that would be unbreakable, you know, and way more sturdy than the stock one, because if you do kind of put, you know, any kind of pressure on this, so like if you're holding it to do things, I tend to stabilize my thumb like that, and it doesn't feel especially stable. But then I don't know if this will. I thought it was going to be much thicker actually. So I thought what I would do is I would go with just a plain replacement top, and I thought I would look quite industrial and cool. There are marks on it from the machining process, and I thought that rather than making it look shit, that might actually add to things. I also decided to change the buttons out, the knobs out, because as I mentioned, the ones there are too rubbery and I don't know, feel like somebody else's horns. So I ordered replacement buttons to go with my aesthetic, this industrial look. I went for some industrial looking buttons, so hopefully, yeah, so that's gonna look, fuck. Aye. So anyway, what I'm going to do is take the top plate off, and then I'm going to replace it, show you the process, because lots of people like to customize these and it isn't necessarily obvious how you do it from the get-go. Aye. So in order to take the top plate off, it should be fairly straightforward. You need to remove the buttons for the knobs first. I don't know why I keep calling them buttons. Oh, you can see there's some dust under there. Oh. Lovely, lovely. Anyway, you take off the knobs, these horrible knobs, and then what you have to do is remove the top 4 screws, and I believe these are just standard Allen jacks. Unfortunately, even though everybody has these, you know, everybody's got a set of these Allen keys somewhere, but despite that, I couldn't find one that fitted the actual size of the SP-404s, and that isn't because they're particularly a weird size, I don't think. It's just because these are one of these things that you pick up for a few quid and then you take them apart to make them easier to use, and then you lose them. So I've had, like, honestly, like 5, 6 different pairs of these. You can tell by all the colours of the metal. Anyway, so that meant I had to go out and buy a new set, a new double set. Luckily, there is a hardware shop across the street, which is one of those literally has everything in it kind of hardware shops. So they've always got random crap. If you need, you know, mirror spray paint or a gnome or a can of beans, which has been there since probably 1920. You can find all that stuff. So I don't know exactly what size it is, so I'm going to have to try out a few. In theory, I haven't really looked up how to do this, so I could be incorrect, but in theory, all I have to do is remove the 4 Allen key screw things. What are they actually called? Allen screws? I'm sure in the States there's a different name, and I'll be informed of that in the comments. I'm curious about what's under this panel because it is just a sticker, so I'm wondering if I could just pull it off. Oh fuck it, let's do it, let's do it. Oh Christ. Oh, fuck. I'm gonna move this out of the way so I don't destroy it while I'm pulling this. Oh shit. This is harder to get off than it looks, actually. Oh my god. See, that's weird because, like, the top of this is nicer than the sticker. It's got a few scratches and stuff, but I don't, you know. Okay, so that's what it looked like before, and that's what it is now. I mean, even that, I quite like how that looks, so, I'll keep this to the side. I could also just, you know, use my bonus green sticker they gave me, although it's a bit papery, isn't it? Right, anyway, back on track for now. I'm going to install my new shiny silver thing. I guess I could give it a wee clean, and by clean I mean, you know, just dust it with my hands. Right, that'll do, that'll do. I think the idea with these, by the way, is that you buy this and then you put the sticker over the top. But I didn't really want to do that. I quite liked the idea of just having this quite brusque top. So, you know, in time, if I don't like it, I can always get another sticker. This is actually far easier than even I thought it would be, which is good, because usually what happens is things appear to be easy and then end up not being easy. But I still haven't got the screws all in yet, so something could go wrong. So a word about knobs. This SP device takes D-shaft knobs, and there are different kind of D-shaft knobs, specifically where the D relates to the marker. This one I believe is standard, so I think this is 180, don't take my words for it. So if you're looking for them, or looking for replacement knobs, you need to bear that in mind. There are a few companies that do knobs which fit and work really well with this. One of them is DJ Tech Tools. I think their fat knobs work really nicely, and that's what a lot of people use on their SP devices. But DJ Tech Tools are in the States, and trying to get a hold of those knobs for a decent price, especially in the UK. And when I was looking, people were wanting like £6 a knob, which is just not going to happen. There was another company called I can't mind their name now, but I looked up and I couldn't get a straight answer out of anybody as to the exact kind of knobs that I would use. And so that was another contributing factor to why I decided to go down the chrome knob look or route rather than going with the colourful knobs. The other thing, to be honest, is that everyone has these kind of sticker bombed SPs or like colourful SPs, and I thought maybe going the other way for a change might be nice. You know, I'm usually going with bright colours, pink hair and all the rest of it. Talking too much about the knobs. So these knobs don't have the D shaft, so I'm curious about that, because if they don't have the D, that means that you can't line them up in the same way. So what I'll do is I'll stick one on and then use that as a kind of guide. To be honest, already they feel better than the stock knob, and that's something else you have to watch out for, is the size of the base, because obviously these are recessed, so there's only so much room you have. Weirdly, they sent me these knobs as well, which I didn't pay for, but I'm not going to complain. I think one of the reasons it's kind of important to have... Oh, can't get off now. Oh, you fucker! Oh, you fucker! Just fucking hit me in the face. It's quite hard to line them up without the D shaft in it. Sorry, but this will drive me mad if they're not like lined up properly. One thing you have to be aware of when you're replacing the knobs is the feel of them, and by that I mean with the SPs there are a bunch of effects that lend themselves to you quickly turning the knobs, and if you don't have knobs that allow you to do that, then obviously you're not going to get the full benefit out of the device. These knobs, which I had on before, were not very good for that. They just felt weird and kind of sugary, even pressed all the way down. So hopefully these ones will be a wee bit better. As you can see, I'm having to pull them up a wee bit just to, you know, this one's quite stiff unless I pull it up quite substantially. There you go. So I mean, that is that. It looks pretty good to me. I have to say I'm not especially impressed with the thickness of this. From the reading, I thought it was going to be like really thick, and that was one of the things I wanted, so it wouldn't bend as much there and have as much travel. But maybe you can see there's still quite a bit of space there, which is annoying. Anyway, either way, yeah, it looks pretty good. I quite like the industrial look. The knobs are not perfect, but if I pull them up a wee bit, they're a bit easier to move. I guess I'll just have to use it and see. The only other thing I would like to do to this, if I don't change or do something about that case, I might have to blue tack that down actually, you know that, because that is quite annoying. I wonder if I can tighten it. Maybe not, I don't think it'll make any difference. Yeah, I suspect I'll be blue tacking this down, which is not ideal. I feel like it should have been a bit sturdier, but whatever. One last thing I'm considering doing with this, but I can't do just now. Oh yeah, outside of the broken foot, is on the SP-404, which is here, the buttons are softer. They're nicer to use. These are stiffer, and you can get an upgrade where you basically take the whole back off and you replace the pads. It's a bit more involved than this. You can't just do it from the front like I just did. You do actually have to take the PCB out and stuff, and I don't know if I can be arsed doing that. It's also quite expensive to get the replacement pads. They cost about £40. Again, they come from the US, so is it something I want to do now? No, I don't think so. So that's it. That's my new SP-404. It looks alright, I think. Does it look better than this? Yeah, I think it does. I think it does. I guess I just have to use it now. Maybe I'll try scratch off these buttons. Is this a bad idea? This is probably a bad idea. This is definitely a bad idea. I think this was a bad idea. This is where I get into trouble because I start doing things without going to get the proper tools and end up making it worse. I just want to even it out. I've got replacement foot pads that don't fit in this hole, but I could use them. I mean, yeah, that's better. It's definitely better. It worked. Cool. Nice. If you have an SP-404 and you haven't customized the plate yet and you want to, it's dead easy. You can get replacement plates that are the full thing. You can also buy plates like this that you then put a sticker over the top like this. You can get, you know, nicer stickers, you can get crappier stickers. This is clearly not one of the better ones because it's not vinyl, I don't think. There are lots of customization options, and if you're concerned about opening it up, then don't be, because changing the faceplate at least is very straightforward. Go forth and customize. One thing I forgot to mention actually, which I probably should have, is that obviously on the original plate here, you can see there's markings that explain what each button does, or each pad, and obviously mine, because it's designed to have a sticker put on top of it, doesn't have that. I don't think that's a huge deal, because really a lot of the functions should be easily memorized, you know, once I use it a fair amount. So I'm not too concerned about that, but hopefully it won't be a huge deal, because if I'm not using it every day, I guess it could be quite easy to forget, you know, what the shortcut for effect limit is, because on this, to get to the kind of menu functions or the sub-menu functions, you have to press a combination of buttons. So I can't even remember. Oh yeah, function and then whatever pad. So that's the one thing I'm concerned about. I'm not too concerned about not knowing what all the effects are, because I think that's something that you'll pick up fairly easily. But anyway, this might go badly wrong. And if it does, my plan is to maybe put on some dino strip and just put some letters or something in here so that I know what the different functions are. And that's my plan. It might not work out, but we'll see. So I thought it was worth addressing that, because someone was bound to ask, what about the fucking things under the buttons? How are you going to remember them? So that's that.